adding a door to a storefront. We do not use the traditional door command to place a door in a storefront. What we need to do is take one of the existing glass panels or whatever the panels are made of and swap it out for a door. Now, you need to have a special kind of a door for this in your model, and we have one specific to our project at NSCC here, and that can be loaded from Kaylee's shared families folder. If we go to our insert ribbon and select load family, don't go to the door command because the door command is specific only to doors. So we select load family and we would go to the shared folder that we have from Kaylee, and we have a folder called openings and there's a folder called storefront. This is the door that we want to use. So click open. You may get a message saying that there are materials missing. That's fine. When that family was created, it had specific materials applied to it, but that really doesn't apply to what we're doing here. So you could just click OK to that. Now, when we want to do the swap out or to add the door, we need to pick one of the panels. Now I'm going to switch my visual style to hidden line because it makes it easier to see when we have a selected or highlighted panel. So I'm going to pick this panel right here. So I move my mouse, I'm moving my mouse over the edge of the mullion. I'm going to use the tab key until I see that if I click, the panel will be selected. Now a panel and a curtain wall, because it exists only because we have a curtain wall or a storefront, it's locked in place, it's pinned. So we need to unpin it. And now that we've unpinned it, we can go to our properties and pick out the door, the door that we want. And so you can see how that looks. Now, in order for, well, first of all, when you place a door in a curtain wall, what happens is the width and the height is based on the distance between the mullions. I think now what I can do is change my visual style back to shaded. And so the current distance from let's see here, let's go to the measure command. Between the center line of this mullion and the center line of this mullion is currently 1329.5. Well, what we want to do is set that to 2120. Okay, so that involves us moving a mullion. So I'm just going to hit escape there to cancel out of that measure command. So now what I'm going to do is I'm moving my mouse over this mullion so I see it highlighted, right? You see the dashed line. So if I click, it will be selected. Now, if you're having difficulty with that, you can use the tab key, just like we did for selecting the panel. So let's see here. No, it's still in the measure command. So that's the problem there. So I'm just going to hit escape to get out of that command. Now I'm going to move my mouse over it and use that tab key. There we go. Now, again, just like the panel, what we have here is the center line for the mullion is pinned. Again, it doesn't exist if it wasn't for the storefront. So now that it is pinned, I can now change the distance between the mullions by changing the temporary dimension to 2120. Zoom out. And now you can see the width. Now we've run into another issue with this panel here being smaller than the others width-wise. That's fine. I'm not going to go to the trouble of fixing that right now, but it's not a difficult fix. So that's great. So the width is fine, but we also have to adjust the height, right? Because the height is right now based on whatever the distance is from the bottom mullion to the mullion that's at the top of the door. So the dimension we're going to work with here is 2438. So I'm going to move my mouse over this mullion and tab until I have that center line selected. So click. Just like the other mullion, it's pinned. And now I can use, you can see the current dimension is 2400. So I'm going to click on that and change it to 2438. So there you go. We have our door. The left and right dimension is set to what we would like, and the top to bottom dimension is set to what we wanted. And now really the only thing left now is, you'll see that the bottom of the door has been fit into the space within the mullions, but we have a mullion at the bottom. We don't usually have we never have a mullion at the bottom of a door. So what we need to do is select just the mullion, unpin it, and use delete. And because it's deleted, the door height is adjusted for us. So now the only thing that really needs to be done is the adjustment of all the other mullions to suit whatever the pattern is that you would like.